Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. Today we are going to have a look on this very strange project I started years ago, which went completely wrong, and I took care of it in the beginning of last spring. So let's see what's going on, and let's start. So I just finished working on the other fusion maple video I posted earlier. And I have all these field maples that are now waiting in a bucket of water, and I should plant them, of course, but I thought let's do it immediately and shoot just another video. So what is this? Well, you see here we have a big pot, this pot, and herein are a few field maples growing, and then we have this shallow thing with this drilled full of holes. And well, the thing here is that the idea was that the trees here in the big pot, they grew branches, and that I could guide these branches along this foam trunk, and then it would all fuse and it would air layer itself, and then I could just remove all the things, and the plan was perfect. But when the trees started to grow that year, well, I lost a whole lot of these branches because I had a monstrous attack of insects, and well, I treated it, but I think I treated it a little too much, and well, it was a disaster. So last year I planted some seedlings here, and you see they did quite well, but not all of them. So what I need to do now is remove this topsoil, and I'm going to put all the little dudes that I got from the other project, and I'm going to put them in. And well, yeah, let's just do it, and I hope we can have a good clear view on the roots and what's going on. So I will have to get all this stuff out first, so let's start with that. So it's not a complicated thing to do, but it's just by hand. I'm going to get all this stuff out and then take a brush. See, these are all seedlings. If you're interested in this project, well, there is a little series of it. I think there's just one video. I did the same with a campestre-3, the same idea of air layering, and well, this one is doing a little better, but I never did updates on it. Must say I did not do a whole lot of videos this summer too. Some people asked me why. Well, the reason is very simple. Again, this has been a very dry and hot summer, and in July most of my trees had all their leaves burning and disappearing. So there really was not a whole lot of things that I could do or show, or I did not do any pruning. I just hoped that the trees would survive, and I was trying to keep them moist and wet. And this year I think I'm going to use a net to get them out of the sunlight. You see here, these are trees that I planted together, and they fused. I hope you can, maybe I can zoom in a little. Where are they now? Here, see, they fused. So the thing works, but it takes a whole lot of time. But I really have to get all this substrate out, and then I'm going to comb these roots, maybe give them a really light root trim. I mean, like these roots, just cut them so they can enter the pot. And well, I need to get all this out, and so I'll be back in a few seconds for you. So this is clean now, and well, you see two different things now. First of all, you see trees that are growing from the well, can you see this? Maybe I turn it a little. You see the holes, and the thing was that we needed trees to branches from the trees in the pot, in the big pot, to grow here. This does not do a lot, and here we see that it works. So the tree is getting a whole lot bigger. It's just bigger than the hole now, and it starts to make roots in the upper pot. That's one thing. Here we have just a planted tree, and this too. So now I'm going to have to remove this big white thing here, position new trees, and then apply again a big white thing like that. And here again it's starting to constrict here. Here we see, obviously, wait a minute, I'm just going to tilt the camera a little. Here you can see that the branch is really bigger than the hole, because all the holes were the same diameter, and you see that there are roots forming. So this was the original plan, but it did not work out. So roots that are really too big, now I'm going to cut, like this one. I'm going to cut it a little, and this way it will encourage the smaller roots. So the really big stuff has to go, but not completely. This is not necessary, and we want healthy trees. So, okay, I'm just going to take some material now to remove this one, and then I'll be back. So what I'm going to do now is take the seedlings from the previous project and just put them in empty spots. And I have still these little metallic pieces of wire here that I used, and this should keep them a little better in position. So always try to have the roots nicely in a radial pattern. And I'm just going to take well, I think I got 50 of these trees now. So always a little piece of wire. Where are they? Here. Going to, oh, these are 2 trees. This fits perfectly in here, like so. Piece of wire to fix it. And this should grow just fine. So at this point I just need to fill up holes as much as possible. And this might take, well, another 3 to 4 years to get this completely filled up. But when this is done, this is gonna be a monstrous trunk. And then we'll start working on the top parts. Like so. Okay, so I have to, well, fill up the holes as much as I can, and then I will be back. I don't know how much new trees I inserted, but it's a whole lot. So it is very nice that I have a lot of these pairs, but I began to, I went completely crazy because I had not enough clamps and these things moved and so on. So I just think that I'm going to press them as close to the trunk as I can. Look, this is one little crawling insect that will help me keep the sanity into this pot. And now officially we'll call him the guardian of the project. So I'm just going to press these trees as close to the trunk as I can, and then cover it up with soil. And if they don't move too much, well, they can grow. And when they grow, I will tie them together then. But the good thing about these little seedlings is that they are extremely flexible. This one is not one of these seedlings, so it's going to be a whole lot more difficult to get him where I want it. But this is, of course, a very important part of the project. These trees need to be where they have to grow now, so that when they grow, they will follow, of course, the shape of the trunk. And the upper parts, well, they can be wired afterwards, and it's always better to leave the roots alone if you can. So you see, these are all new seedlings and they are not fixed, but I'm going to press them where I want them. Cover this all up with a soil mix. Add some more. And this way, well, they'll stay in position, well, more or less, of course. But this is very good. This is a very tricky part, of course. Because it's hollow. Well, I really hope this project turns out nice, because it's been around for some time now, and I really like this shape of this trunk. But what I'm going to do for sure is get a whole lot of field maple seeds again this year, because this is going to be extremely difficult. They all fell. Okay, so they are not falling anymore, and now push them against the trunk. And I think I'm going to lift this up a little more, because you see they're still not very stable. I'm going to mount this up a little. I think this is the best thing to do. Yeah. And of course I will have to make sure that there are no air pockets and things like that. But yes, if it grows, it will get stronger. And when this happens, I can start shaping the upper parts and guiding these new seedlings with wire. But it doesn't look too bad. So well, that's technically all I'll have to do now. I'm going to water this, of course, and then maybe in a day or two add some more of this substrate, which I changed a little. This is now cat litter in the mix, because it retains water very well. So I think that's it. So okay, so this concludes the work on this fusion project, on this huge, very interesting trunk. And well, the parts that were growing this season, they did very well. There's already some fusion here. It's well, a little difficult to see. So probably what I'm gonna do next year is just cut back the top and then let the side branches grow, in order to gain some taper. And well, just hope that these little guys are doing okay and that we have a nice full tree by the end of next summer. So in the meantime, thank you for watching and see you next time.